Salutations, YouTube. Firestorm here. Um, this is a really hard and broad topic because a lot of people have talked about with what's been going on for Felix, or PewDiePie as you know him. I, in truth, actually am a fan of his work, and I understand that there are things that he's done that have taken things from beyond context, and I believe that some of the jokes he has done were a bit unwarranted. I also believe that he has a right in his own way, and I agree with Markiplier on basically respect. It's a broad word, but it's also a very, very important word. I never thought that I would try to say my piece about everything, and I've been watching Sean, or Jack Skepticai as you call him, and there are points of his that I follow, to the point where I agree that Felix has taken things a little too far. Do I not like Felix? No, it's not like that. And the fact that he also apologized, you have to give the guy credit. I think that, yes, in retrospect, he did take some of his jokes a little too far. Do I support Felix's choice in wordplay? That can be up for debate sometimes. But in saying this, as a person, I don't think Felix is... he's nothing like the media portrays him. And like Markiplier said, respect is a thing that has to be treated for everyone as an equal thing. I, for one, believe that that statement is true. Felix, rather he did his thing for right or wrong, he's gotten a lot of my respect because he's got the balls to actually try joking around as a comedian, even though he knows that some of his jokes have gone too far. I'm a little upset how people are overreacting about this, and look, the guy apologized. If I was in his shoes, I would have said, look, I don't support any of the whole hate comments or anything in general. I think when it comes to certain jokes, I know Felix did them to make a point. And the media, I personally do not like. This isn't me being negative towards the media. This is me proving a point that I have on my own terms as well. With what Markiplier has said as well, respect is something that needs to be treated as an equal. I'm afraid that if we don't deal with whatever nonsense is dealing on, and not just the media hating YouTubers or whatever, I'm scared for the future generations. I'm scared for those that will see our videos in the future, in our past, and they would be like, why are people sounding so rude? Why is our grandparents' generation a bit more finicky, if that's the right word? Between you and me, I honestly think that, yes, jokes have been said, jokes have been gone too far. I do not support, or I'm personally am not against Felix, and I honestly, as a YouTuber, or becoming of a YouTuber, I think that whatever projects Felix has in mind, he's at least understanding his consequences. He knows that he's not going to be immortal, so to speak. But you also have to realize something. If there's one thing worse than the media, if there's one thing worse than people's inability to be classified as perfect, it's fear, it's control, and it's greed. These three things in general can really corrupt someone, and it can make them change. For the good, for the bad, I don't know. I do know that whatever goes on, the whole situation between Felix and that news report program, I don't know what the deal is. I know he's upset. I know he's dealing with his ups and downs. I think that, yeah, it could have been done a little bit different. But if it was in the right circumstance, Felix also has his right of say. And I know that he's well aware that he made the mistake. But that's the reason why I follow him. Because he's human. Because we all are human. We all make mistakes. And he's strong. Stronger than most humans because he at least admits his mistakes. I don't even think that most people would even dare, especially on camera, to admit some of the things that they've done. I give the guy credit. I give the guy respect. Genuine respect. To those that actually end up watching this video, that do follow Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, hell, even Felix PewDiePie himself, please note that I am on all of your guys' side. And what I think has been going on is a little unfair. And honestly, with everything that's been going on, the bigger YouTuber channels are getting all of the recent hate for things that they could not control. The smaller YouTuber channels are trying their hardest to at least get big enough to make a decent living. I don't think they care much. I mean, deep down, I don't even think PewDiePie even cared on how many views that he got, in a sense. As long as he's got enough money to live, which he does, I think in reality, it's basically what really boils down to. Clicks. It boils down to humans' form of mind and creativity. It boils down to a lot of points. Respect is a thing that needs to be earned and given. Respect is one thing that I wholeheartedly agree with Markiplier on. It needs to be kept alive. And what I don't respect right now is how chaotic everyone is making PewDiePie's accident look like a much more dangerous, a much more threatening thing. But in reality, there's so much crap behind the shadows that people are trying to hide, that people are trying to see. And it really boggles my mind. It boggles my mind to the point where I don't know what to say. Honestly, I feel guilty that our generation is dealing with some of the more crazier forms of stuff. And I have to applaud our parents' generation. I have to applaud our grandparents' generation. I have to applaud from many generations before us for them to figure out how to survive the way that they did. I am scared for the future generations. I am scared of what we will become. But the one thing that really scares me the most is the fact that hatred breeds more hatred. It breeds more fear. I don't think Felix was doing that stuff to really be a dick. I don't think, because he said it himself, he only wanted to be comedic. And I have to give him balls and credit for him to do that. He's trying to figure out what's legally allowed and what's not. Cut the guy some slack. I mean, yeah, a lot of people are doing everything to get the clicks away from him because they're jealous. Felix I may not know the guy personally. Like, I may not know Jacksepticeye. I may not know Markiplier. I may not know Noble Lost Paws. I may not know Aki Dearest. I may not know Joey the Anime Man. But I grew up watching them from the get-go. I've seen how they started their YouTube videos, and I've seen how much they've adapted, how much they've grown, how much they've changed. And you know what my bottom line to everything is? I respect them. I respect them for dealing with the crap that they have to deal with every day. I respect them for being able to stand strong and figure out different ways to bring attention without bringing hatred. Hatred is a curse. Greed is also another. If people were to ask me, why would I want to make videos? Why would I want to get attention? Why would I want to get noticed? Personally, if I had an answer, I'd say to live. I would like to eventually have enough money that I could remotely live comfortably. I don't care how much money. Money is just money. It's all basically paper at this point. It's a lesser of two evils. It's a necessity evil. Do I actually care for it? No. Do I think that things could have been handled a lot differently? Perhaps. Do I also think that with a sense of all of the motions and everything else, and with how people change, how people adapt, how people grow, do I think that everything has to happen for a reason? Yes. I am not saying this next bit to say anything negative about Felix. I think that he did that as a way to try not just to get attention, but to prove a point. All of the famous YouTubers, my YouTube heroes, are trying to prove a point. They're trying to stand up for what they think is right. Markiplier is standing up for the fact on his last video on respect. I agree with it wholeheartedly. Jacksepticeye, with his information on the whole incident with Felix, on points on his end, I agree, and I also disagree. Am I against him? No. If I were to ever meet my YouTube heroes, I would love them to be my friends. Because, like myself, they're a person. And that's the problem with this world. We don't see each other as people. We see people as objects. We see people as a marking of a pedestal. And honestly, the fact that they're trying to be themselves, the fact that they're trying to have a normal life despite their successes in YouTube, despite all of the problems that they've encountered, they're only human. We're only human. Respect comes, respect goes. But it's one of the biggest important things that people have to learn. That I agree with Markiplier on. I also agree that people in general need to try to see this themselves in order to understand. Look, when I started thinking on how I wanted to be known, I do not want to be known as just a gamer. I don't want to be known as just a copycat. I don't want to be known for any of that. I just want to try to make a living. I want to try to deal with my own things by accord. Anyway, I'm sorry for rambling. This is already almost 14 and a half. Yeah, I just want to say to all of my YouTube heroes, from Lost Paws to Aki Dearest to PewDiePie to Jacksepticeye, keep doing what you guys are doing. You will always be my heroes, no matter what the situation is. I'm proud of you. Stay strong, because I know you guys can do it. That's all I have to say on that subject. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.